Rosheda Muller is the president of the South African Informal Traders Alliance. She joins us now via Skype. Rosheda, very good evening to you. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to the Globe.
Great pleasure.
Was it business as usual today, in light of the fears that in as much as they are allowed to reoperate, but then the core customers are still locked in their homes?
No, absolutely not. It was really not business as usual, not at all. The messages or the legislation that has been passed, the amendments that has been made, is filtering down slowly. I did check on all the provinces to ensure, to find out how it's going there at the municipal level. As you know, the implementation is at municipal level. Some of the provinces in the morning found their municipalities closed, but we have escalated up to Salga important notices, and later the day there was some movement. So we are happy to say that there are many provinces who have opened the doors and that have been issuing the permits. There's some of them, like in Northern Cape, even they're coming in, especially tomorrow on a Saturday, to issue these permits to the food traders. So while of course in the Western Cape we have a bit of a drag, our municipalities are not ready, and they are devising some new form of permit system to be implemented, as this is a new permit. So currently, the traders are aware of it now, those who are going to be allowed, which is food supplies. And they are getting themselves ready, but I think most of the permits will only be handed out on Monday. Many of them, while Mpumalanga indicated that they just utilizing their old permit with a set of rules and regulations that is coming with it, but also only for food traders, which brings a bit of sadness to the rest of the membership across the country. You know, why them and not us, and what is being done for us. So the pressure is still on to insist on government to put some relief fund in place for traders who are not able to go out to trade. But I must also emphasize the fact that many traders are concerned about going back to trade. As lockdown is in place, you'll find that the CBD areas will not be that busy, and it might not be conducive at all to trading. Some of the traders who are going for the permits now, they prefer to be in their residential areas where they live and rather go to the corners there and sell to neighborhoods, etc., but not really returning to their CBD areas, as they believe that it will be of no value to go in there where it's locked down.
So what will the Informal Traders Alliance do? Will it coerce the government to grant the permits to the non-essential service traders, those who don't deal in food services, or are you going to coerce the government to ensure that all those traders who were not classified under the food services are given some sort of reprieve?
Yes, most definitely. No, we respect all rules that has been in place to be adhered to. We realize that this is essential foods that needs to be supplied not only by big business, that the recognition of the informal sectors provision in the same sectors as food supplies should be allowed, as long as the necessary precautions are taken. Yes, indeed, we have escalated another document up to the presidency's office to put further pressure onto the informal sector's plight, bearing in mind simply that the informal traders are self-employed. They do not have social protection, UIF benefits. So when times are normal, they're out there and they are fending for themselves, have done so for many decades. But now that due to the pandemic, and that we are put off the streets now, and we can understand why, and it is for the safety, we expect our government to provide for those very vulnerable workers. And yes, the pressure from SAITA will definitely will become more intense.
Sure, and the issue of the permits itself is quite problematic there, Rosheda, because most of these traders are not accustomed to, the admin of walking into municipal offices or even online applications. Was that considered?
Well, I doubt very much that that is considered, although the Western Cape does have an e-permit system, but that definitely is going to put a delay, a further delay on the issue of these new permits. So what has happened in the communities now? Well, I went round robin to the provinces today, and they have just made contact with the municipal offices, and they're collecting it at that office. So I don't think there's much red tape around the issuing of the permits. But only down here in the Western Cape, we have a bit of a problem, and we hope that it will be resolved by Monday, because one of our areas where there are thousands of traders out in Khayelitsha, they just took to the street today because it was national legislation that was passed. And the food traders, the people who supply the meat and the groceries and the fruit and veg were out on the roads, and they were not stopped. They were only informed at about 6 o'clock to pack up and not to go beyond 6 p.m.
So did you ensure that traders took all the necessary precautions not to expose their customers? And from what you've observed, what kind of precautions are these?
Well, the basic precautions of the personal protective equipment, that would mean that you have to have your mask, you have to have your gloves, and we encourage them to wear a sort of a plastic overall thing so that they can take it off when they enter back into their homes. Also, the sanitizers and running water, which is a big problem. As you know, that is not very easily available on the informal trading areas, but we encourage them to bring, a bucket of clean water and to have it on them. The municipality has also issued the list. I haven't seen it personally, but I have been informed that the permit comes with a list of criteria and precautions attached to it.
I mean, you're saying that you advised them to take those precautions, but did you see them taking those precautions as they got back to business today?
Most definitely. I think they do realize this is a matter of survival out there, but they are well aware of the dangers. And I think it's only responsible trading to those traders out there to be responsible and to adhere to the rules and regulations that's passed down on social distancing, keeping the customers a bit far away from each other, and also the manner in which they engage, and always keeping the mask and gloves on them.
And then in terms of purchasing stock or restocking, what kind of challenges did they encounter? I would imagine there could have been transportation constraints and some of these places were closed.
Absolutely. So it is going to take about another couple of days, or if not a week, to really get into the swing of having our food traders back on the markets. So yes, they definitely, most of our traders they use public transport. And then some, like when they go to the fresh and fruit markets, you'll see that they have to hire sometimes a bakkie. And with the one person per vehicle, another issue will arise. But I suppose with their permit in hand, they will be able to overcome those challenges.
Rosheda Muller, the president of the South African Informal Traders Alliance, thank you so much for your time. Much appreciated.